See the smile behind my mask, how long will it last? Stimulus going fast, government won't act, how long will this be going on? I'm standing here in line, struggling with my time.
Democrats have introduced a bill that would end the federal prohibition of cannabis, also known as marijuana. On Thursday, Senators Cory Booker and Ron Wyden introduced the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act. They were joined by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
I am proud to be the first majority leader ever to say that it is time to end the federal prohibition on cannabis. And this bill provides the best framework for updating our cannabis laws and reversing decades of harm inflicted by the war on drugs.
The legislation would delist cannabis as a prohibited drug, impose a federal tax on its sale, and would see the criminal records of many nonviolent offenders expunged.
All right, Newsies. This is CounterPoint to Kine with Skye the Soulful Progressive and
Pepper Lamb.
All right, so today's hot topic for us is the new bill that's in effect, with Majority Leader Chuck Schumer being the first Majority Leader to ever be behind or support this bill. And you're wondering what that bill is?
Named properly, so it is the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act.
Whoa! This is being head off by Oregon Democratic Representative Ron Wyden and Democratic New Jersey Representative Cory Booker. Now, this is to decriminalize marijuana as a Schedule I and to expunge the records of any nonviolent offenders that has had marijuana that wasn't selling it in great quantities. Like people like me that got busted one time with like a nug.
Oh.
Just a nug. Yeah. That was a southern state, you can already imagine. So 77% of all citizens want it decriminalized, and 90% of Americans live in a state that either has it medically or recreationally. So what's the slowdown? Why haven't they done anything, Pepper?
Trying to figure out a way to tax it.
Exactly.
You know,
they want to tax it.
It's my personal theory is that they've spent so much time criminalizing it, and then now they have to figure out a way that they can legally make money off of it, because prior to, they were illegally making money off of it.
They've been just saying no for so long until they don't know how to say yes.
Exactly. Right. If you look at any of the average people who are mostly affected by these crime laws, they tend to be minorities.
People of color.
When's the last time you seen a minority flying a plane from Colombia or Mexico?
I haven't seen that in the movie either.
Yes.
Yeah,
actually, in the new Jurassic Park, there was a black lady flying.
Well, the plane didn't crash, and I'm surprised.
Jurassic Park, of course it crashed.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. But yes, so the government has been making money off of this war for a long time, in the behind the scenes and bringing the drugs in. So now they're trying to figure out how to bring that to the forefront.
Well, knowing the fact with this private incarceration money-making scheme that the government has, and you're getting almost $800 per day per head, a lot of the southern and GOP states are going to show a lot of resistance on wanting to expunge and decriminalize, because they're making money off of criminalizing it. So I think the best way is to keep it within the states. In Hawaii, we've had medical marijuana since 98. or before. If you're out there, straighten me out. Tell me the right year. But I believe we just now opened up the dispensaries. They were hard as hell to open. I helped some of the people applying for the agricultural grants because they allowed 1 acre to 10 acres. Now in places like where Wyden's from, you know, I believe in Hawaii you can only grow like 6 plants.
7, I'm pretty
7.
sure, yeah.
In Oregon it's 32. You see what I'm saying? What you think about all that?
Well, that's one of the, I think one of the unique Hawaii issues is that like I've been here since '07, and I know plenty of people that already grow. Whether it was legal or not legal, they grow their own deal. So
All right, Jermaine.
so
Yes.
trying to get those people on board through the federal sense in growing, and then all that kind of deal it's good. They're not gonna make as much money as they would regardless, because but I
Right.
imagine that's bigger in other states as
Right.
well, where there's more land and it's spaced out and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
well, we're fighting now not to bring a new geo prison here in Hawaii. We're trying to keep that from coming here because it's obvious that if the people weren't thinking about it, they would also decriminalize it here, but they're not doing that.
Yeah.
It's only medical. And like the woman up for governor, Cayetano, she's against legalization, but all the other people running for governor are for decriminalizing. From Kahele to Green, and Green was my first medical marijuana doctor back in the day when I caught my first cancer. So, you know, he's got my vote for decriminalization, period. But how do you feel in regards to taking it on the state level?
On that's a tricky deal because
Good question.
as we know, all these states tend to run off of their own little rules, as we see with the abortion debate. So it's as long as there's a federal guideline that says, hey, this is no longer Schedule 1 and you can't keep these people incarcerated for nonviolence, I'm okay then moving the rest of however the state wants to do the rest of the decriminalization and all that kind of stuff. But there still needs to be the at least 2 to 3 major points made by the federal government, because then the states will just do whatever they want to do. And
Exactly.
can't trust them.
Yeah, because they moved medical marijuana into the Department of Health and took it out of criminal. Now, a lot of states aren't doing that. I don't believe Seattle, they just made it where it's medical. And they're taking Hawaii's lead, but down south, they're not going to do that. Then, you know, where like Georgia, it ain't legal. And they're trying to make it legal. North Carolina, they're trying to make it legal, you know. But they got medical, but they're not going to decriminalize. It's still under the Department of Justice in a lot of states. Yeah, so what do you think about the marijuana issue in Hawaii? Do you think it needs to be a sponge? Do you think that we need to go recreational and learn how to tax it? Why do you think Hawaii has not gone recreational so far?
Because Hawaii has a very old school way of doing things.
Mormons still rule?
I don't know if it's Mormon rule or religious rule, or I don't know. You got a whole lot of blue people that act like red people.
Well, yeah, this state is nothing but blue dog Democrats in red sheet clothing, you know.
Super conservative. But that's what I don't understand, and I haven't put my finger on yet, because all those conservatives here also have family members that I know grow weed in their backyard.
Exactly, and it's always okay for their children, their kind, their kids, but then when it happens to yours or a new immigrant in town, then you have an issue, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, so with that said, what are you doing with your shows? What's your latest show coming up?
My latest show coming up is every weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, here at Stand Up Honolulu. That's where you can find me. And on Sundays, we actually have poetry here. So
Woo!
right now,
Maybe Skye the soul poet needs to come.
need to come on out.
I know that's
right now, the doors open at 7 and all shows start at 8. But as we get busier, we will be doubling up on the weekends.
So come and check out Stand Up Honolulu and check out more CounterPoint the Kine.
And on that note, we'd like to thank you for checking out CounterPoint with Skye and Pepper.